Namaste. Welcome back. Today I wanted to do not really a review, but share with you an oracle card set that I have called the Kali Oracle, which some of you might be interested in. So, you may know if you have poked around this channel that every Sunday I put up an oracle card on my shorts. I'm talking about YouTube. You won't find this on any other channel. So if you're on another forum, like a podcast site, drop over to my YouTube. Every Sunday, sometime in the morning, a new video goes up where I take an oracle card and I just say some words about it for like a minute or so. Just some thoughts for you to ponder in the week. So I have two decks and I wanted to review them. Today we're going to look at this one, and then in another video I'll look at the other deck, because I really like them, and some of you may do oracle cards, and there's tons of decks out there, and you may not know about these, or you may have seen them and haven't seen the cards themselves, so I just wanted to share them with you. Before I do that, I just want to talk about sort of oracle cards and tarot cards. I no longer do the tarot. I used to be kind of addicted to it, like really addicted to it. I've probably done hundreds of readings. I've had readings done for me. I've done a lot on myself, and I've studied it, and I try to get really into it at some point. And after years and years and years of doing this, different locations, different points in my life, you know, from the age of 20 up until like 40 something, I had 4 experiences that were mind-boggling. That to this day, I can't tell you how these experiences happened. Literally, I have no idea. So if you go on my channel, way back at some point, last year, I guess, I did a video of these 4 responses that I had, opening the door to any of you who can explain these tarot readings. So there's a link down below to them. The thing is that's 4 amazing, mind-boggling, out-of-this-world readings over 20 years and hundreds of readings. 4 out of hundreds. If you were playing the stock market, I'd say get out now. You're losing money. So, at the end of the day, I kind of went like, I don't know about this. At that same time that I was kind of getting leery of the tarot, and I'll confess this was when COVID started, so 2020, I was also making the decision that 1, I was going to read the scriptures, and eventually this channel got started, and 2, I was going to purge my spiritual practice of anything that I could not trace to Sanatana Dharma, Vedic culture, or Neo-Hinduism or Abrahamic Hinduism. No more Madame Blavatsky, no more tarot, no more none of these things. If it's not in the scriptures, I'm done with it. I don't want it. That's just me. Everyone's different. I also am not a universalist. I'm kind of fighting against this whole idea of putting things into our stuff, and all this sort of comes together, and all religions are the same, and let's take anything from any religion and stick it in a pot and mix it up and see what we come out with, except for Christianity, because we don't like Christianity. I don't do this. I don't want to mix religions. I want things that are in the religion already, or things that have naturally grown out of the religion. For example, Buddha is a natural growth out of the religion, a rebellion against the corruption of Hinduism. Did he mean to start a brand new religion that would actually look at, not badly on Hinduism, but kind of recheck the Vedas? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I think he just wanted to purify. Jainism also is the same way. It's a natural outgrowth of someone finally said, I've had enough and things are wrong. I respect those religions. They're great. They're natural outpourings. But one day, someone came along and said, well, the law of attraction is actually in Hinduism, and now you should all believe it, Well, that's not a natural outgrowth, particularly when the law of attraction had been around since, what, the early 1800s, and it was never mentioned, and then one day someone said, oh, no, it's Hindu, and now everyone should believe this. That's sort of putting an idea on something. It's taking an outside idea and kind of forcing it in, and I don't do that anymore. Many of you watching this, I believe, know exactly what I'm saying, even if my words are a little scattered, as they normally are. So the tarot went by the wayside, because I can't find anything in the scriptures about tarot. Fortune telling, yes, we do have astrology. And I don't really get into Vedic astrology that much, but I have gotten rid of, I will say, Western astrology. I no longer look up at what Geminis are doing, or Sagittarius, which is my moon sign, in case anyone wanted to know. I no longer look and I no longer care, because I was really into that too. I'd make people's charts. Nope, it's gone. Vedic astrology is beyond me. I just don't know it. I've tried to study it, but it's just way beyond me, and I just don't have time. And I've actually never had a reading done for me. Maybe someday I will. I would like to. That's fine. It's scriptural. Tarot cards? No, they're not in there. So I've let them go. Brings us to oracle cards, though. The spin-off of tarot cards. I think oracle cards are sort of a modern invention. I don't think they go all the way back like the tarot does. They're not tarot, obviously they're different, but I think people who use one often use the other. They sort of mix and match. They use them for different reasons and in different sittings, but they're sort of all lumped together. And I know a lot of people have asked questions online, because I've seen these questions, what's the difference between this and that, and can I use one for the other, whatever, etc., etc. So you might ask, why do I follow Oracle if I get rid of the tarot? Isn't this an outside creation? Yes, 100% outside. But I don't use these in any way that I think a traditional oracle reader might. I don't sit here and try to commune with angels and feel the light and understand the meaning of this. I don't do that. I don't sit here and do readings. When I do the videos for my channel, I literally open this box up, I take the first card out that's on the top, and I took them out here off screen, and then I just pick it up and I read it and I think about it and I go, okay. And then I make a little 2-minute video and I edit it down. And it's simply a way to connect with you and to contemplate and just throw out ideas that aren't coming on these normal live shows. That's it. I'm not sitting there with candles and waving incense around and doing all this stuff, and I'm not communing with angels, because I don't believe in angels, or light power or anything else. It's just a meditative thing, no different than if I picked up a really nice book of Chicken Soup for the Soul, and I just meditate upon it. You see, so I'm not putting any energy into these cards or trying to get energy from them. I'm not saying, well, this card holds the power of Kalki. I don't do that. So I just use them as a contemplative tool for all of us. Does that make sense? With tarot, I think there's so much meaning in those cards, and there's so much history that it's hard to just take a tarot card out and go, oh, it's the Four of Clubs, and I feel something from this. Well, you can't really, not the Four of Clubs, I don't know, sorry, that's a playing card deck. Four of Swords. What do you feel when I tell you Four of Swords? Nothing. It's a meaningless thing, unless you know the tarot. And here's what's going to happen if I start pulling tarot cards out on my channel, or if I start doing it on my own, having studied it. My first thought is going to be, well, this is a minor arcana card, and it means this, or this is a major arcana. Oh, it's the Hermit, or oh, look, it's the Tower. Oh, it's death. Well, death doesn't really mean death. I'm going to start regurgitating all these tarot definitions. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to have any preconceived notions here, and I think if I start sharing the tarot, we're all going to have preconceived notions. People are starting to comment, oh, well, death also means this, or the Four of Swords means this, but I want to break that. I don't want these cards to be what they mean. I want to just come at them fresh. So with an oracle deck, which a lot of you are not familiar with, I believe I could do that, because oracle decks are kind of created by the artist. You know what I mean? So for me, using the oracle deck is an outside religious thing that I shouldn't be doing, but I'm trying not to put anything into it other than just like reading a good book and, pontificating on it, or there's some chapter in this novel I really like. It's no different than if I read a G.K. Chesterton book and went, oh, that's such a great thought. He's not a spiritual, he's a writer of spirituality, but he's not writing books that are full of power, So I think an oracle deck is really good to just share. Also, the two oracle decks that I use are both related to India and Hinduism. And so in that sense, they're kind of not just any random deck of angels or whatever. Does this all make sense? I'm trying to explain my logic behind the scenes here before I get into this particular tarot deck today. Tarot. I'm all confusing myself now. Oracle deck today. Now, there might be more oracle decks out there of Hinduism. I haven't seen them. If I have, I would have bought them. If you are aware of other oracle decks with the theme of anything related to Hinduism, please put it in the link or send me an Amazon link. I would love to buy them. And I will use them on this channel. And I won't buy anything that's not a Hindu or India related thing. So that's just my rule. I'm not just buying oracle decks of cute cats in gothic attire or whatever. No, it has to be Hindu. Now, there may be tarot decks out there of Hinduism. I would consider buying them, but again, there's so much weight to the tarot to use it on this channel. I don't want to be a tarot reader. So that's my explanation. I hope that all makes sense to you. Now let's go into this deck. So before I say that, I now realize that there is a deck I don't have. There is a Ganesha Oracle deck that's out there. I saw it in a store once and I didn't buy it. So there is a third deck out there, and I should get that one now that I'm remembering it. Anyways, this is the first deck that I have. This is the Kali Oracle, which I found, and I'll give a plug for Namaste Bookstore in New York City. Very simple deck. It doesn't have any instructions or anything. It just focuses on Kali. This was created by Alana Fairchild with artwork by Jimmy Manton and is produced by Blue Angels. Now, it says on the box that this is the pocket edition. When I bought it, this was the only one they had, so there might be another version that maybe comes with a book or instructions or something. I have no idea. This is a very nice little deck that really is digging deep because it shows Kali in a million different ways. And I really like that, how they've really not just taken Kali and went, well, Kali means death, and she means love, and she means this. No, that's what I was expecting. No, they actually show here variations on Kali, and we'll go through the cards even more in a second so you can see them. So these are the different faces of Kali and different ways that Kali has incarnated. It's not just riffing off of attributes of Kali, it's actually digging into the manifestations of Kali, which for me takes this deck to a whole new level. So Alana has really done her research. So first of all, just to explain what the deck looks like, each card has a picture of Kali in some form. It's really cool art. I'm sorry, this video streaming probably isn't giving it justice. Matte finish too, so it's not glossy. I really like that. The cards themselves are really high quality. A nice deck. It's not cheaply made. On the back of every card is a description of what you're getting, and I will read a few of these in a second. And they're all pretty long, so you get a lot of details, which kind of makes up for any book. Which also means this was fairly inexpensive. It's just the cards, whatever. Scattered within this are a few cards that aren't of Kali necessarily. You've seen this one I've been flashing up, which is sort of an abstract view. And we'll go through this in a second, and I'll read these. Or I'll read some and give you some examples and show you a bunch that are in here. The art on this is wonderful. The variations of Kali are all across. It's all the same art, but they've really tried to give each picture its own feel. Yeah, here's one I'm just looking at right up front that I really like. You can't quite see it, but there's some detail on the hands. They're almost cartoonish, but this is just a great image of Kali. Who would think to do just the hands of Kali? So that to me is super, super creative. And actually, let's with this start looking at some of the visuals of in this neck. Uh, and then we get full body poses. Here's two of them. I'll show you two variations so we can compare how different that is. Well, obviously the blue Kali is the one we often think of, when we picture Kali with her swords and her head. But then there's another Kali, and how different these cards are, but how really cool they are. So it makes for a really cool reading because each card has its own feeling. And here's, I was wanting to point out, a full body pose. Now, we also have Kali in situations like this. Here she's coming out of some plants. Maybe that's a lotus plant, I don't know. That's really cool to me. I mean, that's just such a different feeling. We also have some portraits of Kali. Again, how more diverse can we get? Look at that. Angry Kali, and then calm and soothing Kali, not Susie, soothing, because that is Kali. These are the two faces of Kali, and it's just so great. It's like each card almost is like its own woman, and I guess that's kind of the way it should be on some level. Let's see what else we have here. We have Kali with others. There we go. I don't know who that is, and there's nothing on the back that tells me who it is. Maybe you know. Does Kali have a consort? I don't know. Here is a great non-Kali image. It is Kali. It's the skull of Kali. How cool is that? Then we have some variations on the art. This is a really cool one. Look at that. That's very cool. It's like a temple wall, so it's a very different feeling. Let's see what else we might have here. Here's two very different variations on Kali. Let's get this better on the screen. There we go. Look at that. That's beautiful. I love the details in the decorative things she's wearing in her hair. It's just so cool. Let's see, what else? Here's a ghastly one, so this isn't for the faint of heart. Decapitated Kali. And, yeah, there's just all sorts of great cards here. Here's something some of you might find very interesting. Very dark, sinister Kali. And I'm just skipping through some interesting ones here. Here is another image to go with the outside image. Look at that. Those skulls are so good. And just hanging off of that, I don't know what the name of that is, but that's just awesome. Here's another one that I really like, a half body. She's coming out of the water. It gives you a feeling. Instantly looking at that, you have something in your head, in your heart. You have some immediate response to this, and that's why I really like this deck. It just hits you right up. Let's see if there's anything else here that just grabs me immediately. This is cool because this is let me see. Oh, here's see, I'm not giving away the whole deck because I want you to go check it out. There are some cards that look a lot alike. There are similarities, but so you'll find some that are sort of based on the same template. So I'm not showing you those. Here's an interesting Kali. Actually, this is less Kali and a little bit more Shakti because of her overlap. And then we have a fighter here, which is very, very interesting. All these cards are representing Kali in some way, shape, or form. So that's really cool to me. So what I want to do now is just read some of the back of these that we've encountered so far. So let's go to that first one I liked. So the back says, this is the Kali Yantra. And it says you have more power to evoke a positive shift in your circumstances than you realize. If anything required for success is lacking, the Divine Mother shall provide it. You are crossing a crucial spiritual threshold. Stay focused, let distractions fall away, and continue to commit yourself to what matters most to your heart. A more beautiful experience awaits you. What more do you need to know? That says everything. And the Kali Yantra. Others are like, and I'm just gonna, this is the headless one, the decapitated Kali, is the Chinamastra. In order to grow, the soul may need to separate itself from that which is once relied upon. Ooh, that's a great image for separating yourself. Oppression will be overcome. Do not cling to what has been. Great image. I mean, great way of interpreting that. Sometimes the best way to heal from the past is to cut off completely and focus on inner regeneration and reorientation toward a more fulfilling future. You shall know true love and freedom. That's a very powerful image for not clinging to what has been. Let's see, what else do we have here? The very pretty Kali. I think she's very pretty here. So this is, according to the card, Kamala Devi. So a variation on Kali, sorry. And yes, Kamala, the vice president. Held within Kali's protection, your heart radiates peace, certainty, and beauty. Her grace melts frustration into inspiration, and overactivity into effortless attraction. Kamala is the golden pathway of divine protection and peaceful contentment. She empowers your heart to receive with the same generosity, openness, and grace that you express when you give. You are swiftly approaching sacred fruition. And I'm not going to make any Kamala Harris jokes. That's for you. Also, if you see me doing this, I have bifocals, so I'm trying to read these. So you get all sorts of great stuff. This violent one is Yuga Shakti. We may yearn for circumstances to unfold according to our personal preferences, yet to trust in divine timing alleviates stress and fosters a more peaceful relationship with the universe. Even the right thing cannot attain fruition at the wrong time. Fascinating. A negative cycle is due to end and a new dawn shall arise. How does that card make you feel? Anyways, this is a really, really awesome deck. I can't recommend it enough. I was, like I said, expecting something different, but I was very happy with this purchase, and it was unopened. I had no idea what I was getting. So it's a super great deck. I gotta look up after this is done that, what the non-pocket edition says, because I actually hadn't seen that before. I think it's a great deck if you like Oracle cards, even if you use them in a more traditional manner than what I'm doing. You might really, really like this deck. The research is impeccable, the thoughts are very well grounded, and the art is truly inspiring. So there we have Alana Fairchild and Jimmy Manton's Kali Oracle deck. And yeah, thank you for watching. Something a little different here. Every so often I like to do a recommendation of something on this channel. Usually it's more like a book recommendation, but once in a while I have something different. So if you have a Oracle deck that you know of, please let me know. I will buy it. I have to look for that Ganesha one now that I'm remembering that. And if you do know of a tarot deck that's Hindu, I would consider buying that too. I know that there's at least one out there, and there's probably more than one. It's just, you know what I meant at the beginning. So let me see if I'm putting the cards back. And in case you want to know, this one with the fella, it's Kundalini Shakti. That's who that is. I still don't know who it is, it doesn't tell. But it's ambiguous. That's okay though. Everything else is really awesome. So, yeah, there we go. Beautiful tarot deck, Kali Tarot. Check it out, support this artist. And comments, thoughts, whatever, please feel free to share them with me. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for watching and all the best to you in your spiritual life and the tools that you use to develop that spiritual life. Thank you for supporting my channel. Subscribe, comment, do all that great stuff. And I shall find you later. Jai Shri Kali.